spend money on things that you like because you really only live once. You know what I mean? So I think
totally
I have
agree.
an opinion like as long as you're being responsible and like you said, you have your bills paid, you're not going into debt. You're not buying so much of these things where you don't have no money to do anything else.
Yep.
But like buy things that make you happy within reason, right?
Yeah.
Don't buy drugs, but buy like, you
What
know,
if they make you happy?
that's to me it's still a no. I'm gonna draw a line in the sand and say firm no on drugs. But you might differ. I don't know. But
I just want to see how you would react.
okay, yeah. Well, now you know my reaction.
That's funny.
So yeah, I think it's important to buy like we talked about the Pennywise thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I am nuts, right?
Sure.
Because by the way, spoiler alert, I did it. So
Woo!
yeah, so I told Nick. Nick was like, as long as you're happy, big dog.
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, I am. So, but I went back and forth on it. Basically, so this Pennywise statue was $2,000. Luckily, I'm paying it off over time. So I'm paying it off for 7 payments.
Which is a bit more reasonable.
Right. So I had to drop a $200 deposit. But other than that, you know, I got to pay the rest off over time.
Sure.
But those are things like I have money saved up. I'm being responsible. I budget a lot of my money to put into savings, right? So I do it in a responsible way where I'm not just blowing these things on $2,000 Pennywise figures every day. You know what I mean? I'm being responsible about it. So there's a line you got to draw, but you also got to like recognize you can't be so uptight about it. Like there are things, and I'm a 28-year-old. This might change when I'm 40, but like I think you know, buy things you only live once. If that thing's gonna make you happy, then splurge every now and then. I've never spent this much on anything. So you know, not $2,000.
Man, yeah, I'm trying to.
Besides like a car,
yeah,
but
a car.
I mean like in terms of like a collectible or like you know a guitar. Oh, actually, my guitar was like $1,600. But like other than that, right?
Minor flex.
Yeah, no, not. I swear not. I am not a rich man in the slightest. So like I said, I work in higher education. So, but yeah, you know, I think it's important to every now and then, you know, splurge a little bit.
Yeah,
Treat yourself.
Dude, I totally agree. Yeah, treat yourself for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we find people on either end of the spectrum that just save, and then it's like, you're not taking this money with you. When you go, you know, and it's nice to be able to have something to pass along to your family. You know, if you, God willing, you have children to pass along to your children. Like, that's awesome. That's extremely admirable. But at the same time, yeah, I feel like you got to do something for yourself. On the opposite end of the spectrum, don't do everything because you might have responsibilities you got to deal with first. But right along with what Will's saying, to me, if your bills are paid for, if you're not, you know, like stretching out every single dollar, you know, you can save a little bit of money and you find something that you like, go for it. That's honestly how, ever since I've been like my adult life, my working professional life, that's how I've always tried to treat things. I wanted to make sure like I can pay my bills first because to me, having a car and having a home or an apartment, like that's important purchases. You don't want to screw up those purchases.
No, those are essentials.
Yeah, exactly. Essentials. And then, you know, I want to be able to eat. I don't want to have to eat like dollar menu every single evening. So even later in life, I've started to value that a little bit more, spending more money on food.
Really?
Dude, not even mine. Yeah, because I like to eat the stuff I like to eat.
I do too. I'm a straight up minimalist with food.
Really?
Like I am with everything except for collectibles in my life. Like basically I've gotten to the point where like food, I'm a fairly minimalist. You know, with other things, I can be a fairly minimalist as well. But I try to like have it so I can spend just as much as I need to kind of get by and live a life where I'm not, you know, unhappy with what I'm eating.
Sure.
Or unhappy with, you know, I never eat fast food. I never go to restaurants. I don't drink, so I don't go to bars.
Sure.
Right? So I don't spend any money on any of those things that I think a lot of guys my age probably do. So, and that's why I still have to pay all my bills. Those are all paid on time, but I have a little bit of extra income because I've chosen basically, I'm more of a homebody, I'd say. So I don't, like I said, I don't do those things. So my money is, and I'm not married. I don't have kids. So like my expenses are just me surviving. So that's why I have a little bit of extra income to buy like some collectibles.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think you're going about it a smart way.
Yeah.
I think you touched on something that is big for, you know, maybe a lot of other people that are our age, is not only do you have to worry about yourself and keeping yourself alive, but maybe, you know, a wife, a husband, maybe a small human that you've got to take care of. And yeah, you got to make sure that you're prioritizing that stuff first. But when you do have that extra money, yeah, something that I've always tried to do ever since I've gotten into making more eccentric purchases, maybe unnecessary purchases on all these clothes
Supreme.
and shoes.
I watch your Supreme videos.
Let's
Those
go.
are I watched the one where you put the purple backpack in there. You clicked it twice,
Oh,
Remember
dude,
that?
and no.
Okay, you clicked it was like, all right, it's about to go live. I'm about to get this purple backpack, and you like clicked it, and you were like, oh, I gotta click it twice, and then you went in the thing, and it was sold out.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
And you were like, I panicked. I shouldn't have clicked twice. It was
yes.
so
If
funny.
you guys aren't hip to Supreme, the spring summer season 2020 is right around the corner. I'm getting really excited for that.
Okay.
But yeah, you got to be quick with it when you're trying to cop Supreme, because if not, it will sell out. It will sell out so quickly. At least like the really hype stuff.
Okay.
But when I'm making those purchases and when I do like commit money to stuff like that, whether it's clothes or shoes, the thing that I kind of take comfort in, and you can probably do the same thing with your figures, is there's some sort of resale value for it later.
100%.
So it's not like I'm making purchases where, say, I spend $300 and that $300 is gone. As soon as I buy it, I ain't getting that $300 back. No, in some cases, I can get my $300 back. In some cases, maybe I can salvage $100 from it. And in some cases, maybe I'll get extra money. Maybe I can sell it for $600. There's been plenty of instances on all ends of that spectrum. But I try to make smart purchases where I can use these things. I can appreciate them for X amount of time. And if I do decide, hey, this isn't for me any longer, it does have some sort of value still attached to it, where I can make some of that money back towards my next purchase or towards whatever I may want to get.
100%. And that's the biggest thing for me, like I said, and everyone has different value systems and what they value. But like you said, with the figures, all my figures, I can get basically what I paid for them or pretty close to it. I might lose a little bit,
Sure.
but a lot of times they're going to go up in value. So, I'm going to make an investment that way, but I don't view these things an investment. I get them because I like them.
Yeah.
So I'm not buying one because I'm like, oh man, this one's going to go up. You know what I mean? If I don't like the character, I don't get it. So I'm the same way as you. Like I have they're investments to a sense, but I can get my money out if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But they're more just like you said. They make me happy. I like them. I like walking by and looking at them like, man, I really love that movie, and I have something that represents that movie that I love so much. So that's why I get those things.
Dude, that's how I am with I've been getting like the Funko Pops. I think we've talked about it in an episode before, but dude, I'm starting to get addicted to those little things, which I will say,
Slippery slope, dude.
Dude, and you probably do too. We just got this collector thing in our head, in our bodies, that like it's when you see something that's like, oh, I like this, I'd like another.
Dude, it runs in my family. Like all the men in my family, for whatever reason, are collectors of something. They all have something. So, and I have the pop culture stuff.
Hey, well, that's awesome, and it's cool that you guys can talk about that. For me, quite the opposite. I don't know anybody else in my family, at least, that collects things like
So I'm a bad influence on you.
No, it could be. It depends on how you look at it, man. I like being able to talk about this kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, the thing that I will say about those Funko Pops, at least they're only like $10, $12.
Right. Yeah. Is that your phone?
Sorry, I think my phone just went off.
You did probably just sat on it.
But yeah, they're only $10, $12 compared to like shoes or clothes or stuff like that. It can be, double, triple, quadruple.
Right.
That price. That's a slippery slope that gets a little bit more expensive a lot bit quicker.
What's the most expensive pair of shoes you got that you bought? Flex a little bit.
The most expensive pair that I've paid for, I don't really ever buy stuff resell. So kind of talking about the market, I think it probably goes across whatever we're talking about. There's retail market when you just buy it from the manufacturer, whatever. And then there's the resale market, or like aftermarket. Exactly.
Right.
So I think the most expensive shoes that I've ever bought are $350. I've bought 2 pairs of shoes that are $350. But the most expensive pair that I own, at its peak, was probably worth about $1,200. And I bought those for $160.
That's a pretty damn good investment.
Yeah. I still have those. And unfortunately, the thing with those shoes is I got them. They're not in my size. When I had the opportunity to buy them for retail, my size wasn't available. So I bought the closest size to it, and I've literally been hanging on to them, hoping to swap them for my size.
I mean, with the collectible shoes, though, do you wear them anyway, or do you just keep them?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people do. There's some shoes that I buy that I'm buying solely to have that I have no interest in wearing.
Okay.
Shout out to my dog LeBron again. LeBron, I know you watching, man. I appreciate it.
LeBron's definitely watching.
But I have a lot of LeBron's first year shoes, so they're called the Air Zoom Generation 1. I have 4 of them right now. I think 4 of like the 5 that released when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
And I have no intention on wearing those. I just have them because I love LeBron. I think it's like a piece of history. LeBron is arguably the GOAT, and it'd be cool to have his shoes, man, and have them in pristine, like brand new condition. But there's plenty of other shoes that I get that people, value at a high dollar that I just wear because I think they look super cool. So it all ends of the spectrum there.